He makes her bid for a little piece of history.
Hello and welcome to the Run of the Race. Brittany Taylor and Mark Warwood here with you to review everything that happened on Australia Day racing. And Mark, it was a pretty good day for the Australia Day Silks.
Certainly was. The first two races were taken out by those in the red, white and blue, including Jade McNaught, her first Saturday City win.
What a perfect segue. Let's have a look at the concluding stages of that. Congratulations to Jade for notching up her first City win.
Stays off the fence, stays on the fence, so Braggadocious one off giving chase, but doing a lot of bullocking work. Fourth is Metro Boy and 2.5 the finest, and looks like Magic as they come around the home turn. So Fire and Rain travelling pretty sweetly and leads by about 3 lengths now, really careered away. Braggadocious in massive pain. Metro Boy's taken out wider, the finest to the outside as well. Inside the 250, Fire and Rain is nicely clear, showing no signs of stopping at the moment. Smart Fox on the inside is trying to hold down second. Metro Boy the outside. In front, Fire and Rain is stopping. Smart Fox coming at it late. Fire and Rain's going to have enough in hand and won by half length. Two Smart.
Jade and Fire and Rain travelling minus 2.8, better than the benchmark to the 600, and in the end, able to run away with it.
Yeah, it probably went just a little bit too fast, and that's why Fire and Rain was probably giving way over the last 200 metres. But he's the follow horse out of this race, led all of the way. Fastest from the 4 to the 200. Interesting after the race that Paul reckons this horse needs gelding. If he gelds him, it might improve again. I think it's easy to forget as well. 12 months ago, this horse was going towards the Magic Millions until he had a problem. So he's probably one of the better 3-year-olds in WA. He's the follow horse. The forgive horse is Metro Boy. Resumed without a troll, was bumped at the start and did over race a bit. I don't think he's a superstar, but willing to forgive the effort on Saturday. And the forget horse, unfortunately, is Braggadocious. Bled, probably unlikely to race again.
Very unfortunate for the connections there of Braggadocious, but obviously a great performance for those of Fire and Rain. All right, let's have a look at the second race. And again, in those Australia Day colours, it was Miss West Coast taking out the 2-year-old event.
A break of 2 1/4 to Red Can Man. On the inside is Picture Show and last of all Praying with God. Miss West Coast before the corner leads a half. On the outside is Eye of the Day. Powder Bell the inside. Taj Marley just being niggled out now. Taken out wide is Red Can Man. And over on the inside is Picture Show as they come around the turn. Miss West Coast with the lead. From Eye of the Day on the outside. Powder Bell is back on the inside trying to come through now. Taj Marley behind them and Red Can Man is coming down the outside. Miss West Coast is clear. Red Can Man runs into second place giving chase strongly. Miss West Coast in front. Red Can Man can't get there and Miss West Coast wins by 3/4 to Red Can Man. A good day.
Miss West Coast recording an overall figure of plus 0.1 there. A personal best for her. It's not setting the world on fire, but for a 2-year-old, quite a good figure.
Yeah, she'll be a major player, you'd think, at Pinjarra Park in the Magic Millions race. But looking at the file here, I think the forgive run was a Red Can Man. He was wide, he lay inwards in the straight. It was an excellent debut. And looking at his pedigree page as well, he's a half equilister that's won a Group 2, a Group 3 and a listed race. He's not only the forgive, he's also the follow horse. Really interested to see him next start. The forget, unfortunately, I think has to be Eye of the Day. Finished 5th there. Was another big betting drifter. That's twice in a row. Slowest sectionals. I just think, based on the pedigree, I think it's probably going around under the odds.
Okay, the third race to have a look at is the staying event. On paper, there didn't look to be an awful lot of speed in it, and that's exactly how it turned out. He's a Parker was victorious.
From Maserati, got about a neck in front. 2 1/4 My Fair Beauty on the inside. I've pressed the pedal. The Big Show came away from the fences. Collaborate struggled a bit on its outside. He's a Parker taken out wide. Then American Joy and Disco Villas last of all as Collaborate dropped out to second last. But Mouquet is about to sprint. It raced up to Maserati with a Big Show giving chase and then pressed the pedal. American Joy is coming down the outside. Mouquet is just in front. On the outside, the Big Show pressed the pedal and American Joy. The Big Show, Mouquet pressed the pedal. American Joy. He's a Parker. Flashes right down the outside over the top and he's a Parker.
Now, tactically, this race didn't probably pan out like a lot of people were expecting, but we saw Mouquet take up the running.
Yeah, Mouquet was probably going to be there or thereabouts. I think a lot of people were hoping that the Big Show would lead. He bounded on jumping. He lost a couple of lengths there, but they didn't go particularly hard, and there was still probably plenty of opportunity for the Big Show to roll to the front and to ramp it up as he has done in the past. Looking at the file, he's the forgive there because he didn't start too well. I thought the tactics were probably a little bit strange. I did think he probably should have gone to the front, and he didn't. So willing to give him him one more chance. I am forgetting Mouquet, led a slow tempo, poor late sectionals. I know she was third in the Latrice, but that was another slowly run race. I think she'll struggle to win another race with her rating. The follow horse probably has to be Heza Parker, fastest sectionals from the 1,000 metres home. Hasn't been leading this preparation, change of stable as well, and also a significant gear change as well. They took the bubble cheeker off.
Okay, hopefully big things in store for Heza Parker this preparation. Race number 4 produced the best figures of the day from punting form. It was won by Princess Zelda.
Who's 3/4 away. Checkers is running third. Torino inside the Andes. Then came Diamond Decoy, stuck out 3 wide. Delaney travels strongly, but nowhere to go the inside. Princess Zelda is taken out wide from Sense of Denial as they come around the home turn. So Caracapo pinched a break on the bend. Miss Swindle's under pressure. To the outside is Princess Zelda starting to wind up. And then Checkers, and further back is the Andes. Inside the 200 though, Caracapo clear. Princess Zelda is coming down the outside, and then Checkers. Princess Zelda trying to get to Caracapo. Checkers coming hard as well. Princess Zelda on the outside takes the lead, and Princess Zelda.
An overall figure of minus 4.4 there for Princess Zelda. They've gone pretty quick, Mark.
Certainly have, and that was a pretty good performance by Princess Zelda. She came from the rear. She doesn't make the file, however. The horses that do, well, Checkers, I thought he was the Forgive run here. Drew wide, was off a let up of 59 days. The pads off were definitely a positive. We all wondered where he would get to in the run. Well, he settled third, and he didn't have the greatest run in transit, but managed to finish second, only beaten just under a quarter of a length. He's the Forgive and also the Follow as well. I think this horse had been campaigned over 1,400 metres when he was with Neville Parnham, but his form over 1,000 and 1,200 has probably been a little bit better. The Forget horse, I was going to put Caracapo in, but I am going to go with Miss Swindle here. Cast a plate, but probably does find this grade just a little bit too hard. I think she probably is a midweek runner.
Okay, that is 4 races down, 4 to go. We'll be back right after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Think all betting companies hold their profits? Not Tab Touch. Not only do we give you a better betting experience on your mic, but out here, a portion of every bet funds a better racing industry. Helps better your race club. Come on! Oh! And helps better local sport. Hey guys! So better your bet with Tab Touch. Don't let the game play you. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
Welcome back to the run of the race. We are up to race number 5, where Shackleton was able to break a 392-day drought. Let's take a look.
Who's 7th, one off the fence, and then came Captivated Point, getting well back Cuanzo. Back second last is My Demi, and Bon Voyage is last. More races in front of Hoboken, Speeding Comet 3 wide. Shackleton on the inside of King's Authority. Capanda is making some ground out wider. Damn Ready the inside, then Captivated Point, My Demi, Cuanzo, and Bon Voyage. Hoboken has raced up to more races. Now Shackleton is coming around their heels now. Speeding Comet is right there on the outside. Here's Shackleton coming hard after Hoboken now. Speeding Comet, and down the outside is Damn Ready finishing late. Shackleton's got the lead. Damn Ready can't get there. Shackleton beat Damn Ready.
Shackleton winning there and recorded an overall figure of minus 3.7, which is pretty good, Mark.
Certainly is. He's gone to the paddock now, so you won't be able to follow Shackleton for a while, but you can follow a few horses out of this race. I think the Forgive horse was Damn Ready. What a performance. Impeded the early part of the straight. Fastest last 2, 4 and 600 metres with 61.5 kilos. It was the fastest last 4 and 600 of the entire meeting. Massive performance by Damn Ready. The Follow horse is Speeding Comet here. Finished third, was wide in the run. This horse amazingly has had an apprentice jockey on each of its last 15 starts, and it's got Misty Medal form as well if you go back a little bit further. The Forget horse, I'm officially putting a pen through him now. Bon Voyage. You're gone.
It's not often you put a pen through a Bob Peters horse, and it took a little while on the day to find a Cerise and White winner, but it came up in race number 6. Here's Forceful winning.
Boy, well back is Mad Brad, and then Dark Royalty, and last of all was Star Glitter before the corner. Cognac just in front. Friar S made a move out 3 wide. Debolatio the centre, beat the Devil just off them, about to get to the outside, and then came Debolatio, Forceful Boy as they corner, and wider out is Mad Brad in the straight, and Cognac has got the front, leads by 1 1/4. On the outside, Friar Rest Disruptive. Beat the Devil is starting to close in nicely now. Aurum Boy and Forceful is down the outside. Friar Rest to Cognac. Beat the Devil the outside. Devil Show coming through. Beat the Devil just in front. Forceful's flying, grabs him.
Forceful winning there in what was the slowest race of the day. You could see on your screen to the 600 they were going nearly 6 lengths slower than average, so a fairly slowly run race.
Yeah, it didn't help Mad Brad, unfortunately, though. He knuckled on jumping, he was wide, he was slow to recover, came back lame in the near hind. He was looking to make it 2 from 2 after that very long gap between wins, but he had no luck at all on Australia Day. Forgive Mad Brad for getting disruptive. I potted this horse after it won last start. I'm potting him again. I'm just not buying the excuse that Mitchell Pateman gave the stewards that this horse was pressurised on the lead. They went about 6 lengths slower than benchmark to the 600. That is walking in a race such as this. The follow horse has to be Forceful. 4 lengths off the lead with 600 to go in what was a slowly run race. Really good performance to win. Had excuses for the 2 losses this preparation, and in hindsight probably should have been favourite for this race.
Hindsight is a wonderful thing. If only we could back them after the race. All right, let's have a look at what was the feature event. It was the Australia Day Trophy, won by My Greek Boy.
Wrinkly's got a big lead, out by 5. Fontainebleau doing the chasing from My Greek Boy. Double digit about to get up outside of Delicate Miss before the turn. Come Play With Me is sneaking through along the inside. Western Temple, Pike's about 8 off the leader coming to the turn. Wrinkly has got a break around the bend, 4:50 to go. Leads by 3.5. In second place, My Greek Boy coming through on the inside of Fontainebleau. Then Come Play With Me. On the outside, Delicate Miss. Further back, double digit. My Greek Boy. On the outside is Fontainebleau. Western Temple's late. It's My Greek Boy in front. Fontainebleau. Western Temple is charging home, but it's My Greek Boy in front of My Greek Boy as well.
Now, when we spoke about race 6, we spoke about the slowest run race of the day. Quite the opposite in this. This was the fastest run race of the day, and Wrinkly led them up 5.6 lengths better than benchmark.
Yeah, it probably was his undoing as well. It looked like it in the run, he'd gone a little bit too quick. He had the fastest splits from the 12 to the 10 and the 10 to the 8, and he just simply could not sustain it. So he ended up finishing 9th, beaten 4 1/4 lengths. I think he's the Forgive horse. The Forget horse, once again, he's in love with Paris, finished last in this race, nowhere near this grade, and this campaign's making no sense whatsoever to me. He ran over 1,500 metres on Australia Day. Prior to that, I'd run over 1,000. The Follow horse, well, this horse was a ridiculous early price favourite. That's Come Play With Me, but it was a pretty good run on Saturday. PB run over the trip, I think that's significant, and the fastest from the 6 to the 4 before the condition gave out.
All right, Mark, following Come Play With Me out of the 7th event. Now, the lucky last. Now, this is probably my favourite race of the day because of the scenes post-race, and it was won by Special Delivery.
Wide, and then Superior Smile, Cocky Dodd, touches Silver, and back last on the outside is Bow Count. Corporate Larrikin giving them something to catch, leads Peppy Jack before the turn. Scandal Makers in the centre, on the inside is Sharp Bob, just behind them Harry Thomas. Special Delivery gets to the outsiders, finishing generously as they corner, and then came Invisible Pro in the straight. Corporate Larrikin just in front, on the outside Sharp Bob, Peppy Jack, here's Special Delivery coming down the outside with a brilliant run. Special Delivery wide out goes to Harry Thomas. Superior Smile, it's on the inside. Harry Thomas, Special Delivery diving. The grey gets up.
Special Delivery winning there, but I think the highlight, if you didn't catch it on Saturday, was the post-race interview with Mark Bairstow. He was very bullish. He'd been telling Mitch Pateman for a long time, you need to be on this horse when it starts first up, and I think they backed it.
I think they backed it as well. I watched them come into the mounting yard. I thought Mark Bairstow was going to hyperventilate and collapse as they walked into the yard to speak with Gareth Hall, but good on them. They backed it at big prices, excellent trials. He was really confident apart from the gate. Fastest last 4, 6, 8 and 1,000 metres of the race. I think Special Delivery is clearly the follow horse out of the finale. The Forget horse is one short, putting a pen through him now. Should have been really ready to fire 5th up, but he never really played a part in the race. And the Forgive horse, he's one of mine. I'm going to forgive Bow Count here. He banged the barrier before the race. He was reluctant to stride forward before the 1,200 metres, according to Ryan Hill. That's what he told the stewards. And look, it wasn't a bad run. 1,400 metres. They went back to the rear. I think if he can find a mile race in the right grade, he will win one.
I think so, and he's heading in that direction, you would imagine. All right, let's have a look at the whole race meeting in its totality. Who makes the best overall and class rating?
Best overall performance of the day was Princess Zelda, really good for Tom Widdowson. He'd been waiting for a race, been a bit unlucky this campaign, and Princess Zelda finally got the chocolates over the 1200 metres. The best class rating was Shackleton, really good performance by Shackleton, the $1.35 million yearling who's now in WA with the Gun Jimmies. And looking at the closing sectionals, really interesting these. Last 200 forceful, but look at these, 400 and 600, damn ready, 22.24 and 33.88, tied with Kwanzo, but damn ready, 61.5, impeded in the straight, phenomenal performance.
To still be running those times home, carrying that big weight, it's a really, really good performance, and I guess it proves that Damn Ready is just such a weight-carrying horse. He's a big, strong type, and clearly, if he can run those sort of figures home, he's able to carry big weight. So definitely one to watch going forward. We'll take a quick break, and on the other side, we'll see who is the tip star of the week.
At Tab Touch, our bettering department comes up with new ways to better your betting experience, like putting better features at your fingertips, such as Sky Racing and Super Pick.
But if you think we're just doing what every other betting company does, think again. Because we're also giving a portion of every bet to fund a better racing industry. And betting your local. So better your bet with Tab Touch.
Don't let the game play you. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
Welcome back to the run of the race, where we are up to looking at the tipping competition and at the end of round 2 where we're up to. So let's have a look at Saturday's results. And Mark, what would have been the best way home?
1,960 points was the maximum score you could have got on Saturday. You needed all of the winners, including special delivery with the big bet. The winners you didn't need were race number 5, you'd been better off with Speeding Comet to place, and in race number 2, the impressive debutant Red Can Man to place as well. But 6 winners required, special delivery of the big bet.
All right, let's have a look at what our winner selected, and Summer Taylor, take a bow. The girls are now on top, beating the boys. What did Summer select?
She was a bit like Stephen Bradbury at the Olympics. She was nowhere after 6 of the 8 races. Just the one winner, that was Miss West Coast, but she had My Greek Boy in the feature race and special delivery as well with the big bet. So Summer came from absolutely nowhere to win the second round of the competition.
Well, it's a bit of a method, I guess, that sometimes if you're not going so good, if you just keep going, you'll find a big winner at the end of the day. And that's exactly what she's done. And let's take a look at the leaderboard. That has put her on top with 2,198 points. She is now beating the second place getter, who has 1,990. So plenty more to come. That puts her in the lead at the moment, but round 3 comes up this weekend. Scenic Blast Stakes Day, Mark.
Certainly is. Scenic Blast will be on course as well. It is a bit of a tradition here that Clyde, as he's known now, leads the horses into the mounting yard for his feature race. So looking forward to seeing that beautiful horse on track.
He is an absolute beauty. I've worked with him a little bit myself, and if you are out on track, make sure you come down, bring some kids down, have a pat, because he is the most patient, beautiful animal, and it'd be great for you to have a pat and get a photo with him. Let's have a look at a few of the last winners of the Scenic Blast Stakes.
First among equals at the 200 though. Red Aura had kicked away. Pike shot him clear. 2.5 lengths to Rebel King. First among equals, can't get there. This is a dazzling first up winner. No, absolute plum ride by Pike. Red Aura has won the Scenic Blast. Divine Calling, and then Volkov, Durandal, Potent Secret, King's Troop, Divine Calling, the grey. Divine Calling on the outside, hit the lead, and it's Divine Calling. Too good for them. He won the Scenic Blast, Divine Calling, at his first start in WA. Well back, Dating Test trying to weed through. Battle Heroes in front of the 200. Rebel King on the outside. Red Aura, Carparinia, Battle Hero. Rebel King goes to Battle Hero. Rebel King takes the lead. Draws clear from Battle Hero. Dating Test, Red Aura, but Rebel King wins brilliantly first up.
Some excellent editions of the Scenic Blast Stakes there, and I'm sure it will be another great edition this weekend. Mark, not only Scenic Blast Stakes as a highlight, but the Pikey Pilgrimage. Tell us about this.
Pikey Pilgrimage, there's about 25 people coming from the East Coast to meet William Pike. They're going to have lunch with him on Friday. They're going to come to the races on Saturday. There'll be a race named after the Pikey Pilgrimage, and of course he's become a bit of a cult hero, William Pike, not just in WA but all over Australia and possibly even around the world for getting people out of jail in the last. So it would be appropriate if William rides the winner in the last on Saturday.
There will be a lot of pressure on him. He will need to be at his very best, because when you have the weight of people who have travelled over to watch you, he'd be wanting to be at his very best, particularly in the last. I think we can put a few bob on Pikey to win, because I think he, more often than not, usually gets us out of jail. All right, well, that brings us to the end of this week's episode of The Run of the Race. We hope you've enjoyed this week and learnt a little bit from the punting form data. We'll catch you next week.
She makes her bid for a little piece of history.